Good evening, everybody. The Who's today were on at Canterbury Park. Played a bit greyhoundish. Um, the track was heavy. Rail was out 9 metres, and there was one race, was the second race, where they must be a bunch of bunny rabbits because the winner, Shadow Line, there was pace on in the race, but gee whiz, you think they would have gone better than they did, the leaders. Shadow Line, I'll get to this race in a minute, but Shadow Line came from second last and won by 3.5 lengths coming around them. The first race, look, I don't want to harp on the figures, but wouldn't you like to be a fly on the wall in the TAB offices, just seeing all that lovely money coming in, these the old fixed odds they're betting now. They're tabs of bookie now as well. They must have been sitting there looking at the flux on the course and having a look at the fare and what they've got up compared to the tote odds, and they just turn it on and there's just money coming in. They must be rolling on their backs laughing. We're out here cutting each other's throats. I don't know how it happens, but some of the things that are the prices and percentages were given today at Canterbury. It's the same every meeting. It'll be the same might be the same at Gosford tomorrow. It won't be as bad. But it'll be on again on Saturday. You're mad if you don't get out there. Bookies are giving money away. First race, 100.6 on the screen. Bookies gave 97%. The winner was Queen's Elect. Son Schofield rode it. He made sure he wasn't going to let Nippy Nash just have a picnic up front on the favourite, and he was going to be trapped wide with him getting to the first turn, and he pressed on. Nash tried to kick up inside him, but he said, no, I'm still going forward, and Nash let him have the lead, and he was far too strong, won by 2 lengths. The favourite, well, it was very well back, the winner, $6 given in the outer, plenty of $5.50. It started into $4.40 at one stage, back out to $5 towards the end of betting, and as I say, it was a fairly strong win because he had to make a bit of use of it to get to the lead. The favourite, Almighty Charge, well, how was it going to win? It's going for a spell now. When it, well, it was only going to be able to win if it was go straight to the lead, and they trot in front and take off from the turn, and the fence helping it along. That was going to be its only chance. I suppose it's easy now, but that's what I thought before the race. Nash got off it and said race like a tired horse. It lost one of its plates, and it's now going to the paddock. And watching the first race, well, it was pretty obvious that the fence was the place to be because the second horse, Turf Fairy, which is a bit of a fairy anyway, it drew box 1 and slid through on the fence, having every possible chance. Following it along the fence was Soap, Star, and Glenn, can you just answer here? Just hang on a second. Sal, I'm just doing this review. Can you? I'll ring you back. All right. All right, darling. Bye. Excuse me. In this race, as I say, into the third hole was Soapy Star sliding along the fence, and even the horse that ran fourth, Zaza Binks through barrier 2, was going to hook around them before halfway around the bend, and went back to the fence and of course made up ground and around in the fourth hole beaten 4.8. Favourite held into that in fifth, beaten 7.3 lengths. Went like a dromedary. The second race, as I was saying, the winner, Shadow Line, sat back with Son Schofield giving him a double, back in second last position, and he was travelling well after they'd gone out the back straight. He just simply pulled him the outside. The favourite, Avondale, it led, was pressured by Sea Gem on its outside. It was eased down in the straight, pulled up with a respiratory noise, pulled on the rider, bit of a check at the start, same as Avondale, but they led, and gee whiz, they gave in fairly easy. They really showed their hand, those runners. it'll be hard pressed to find the right race for them again. Similarly with the second pick, Lisa Lost It. The rider said it didn't handle the going. A bit hard to lay at the end of betting. Went up, I suppose you could have laid it at $3.20 at one stage. I never ever went around $3.10 off, but it was $3.70 begging at the finish and ran likewise. And the flux 103.6 on the screen. Bookies gave 96%, giving cash away we are. And that's about all I'd say there. The third race came along. The screen, 100.8. Bookies in the ring, if you shopped around, 96.5. The stablemate of the favourite won the race, Midnight Mix. Come out of the gates awkwardly, settled back with this young lass rider, Miss A. Colette. And when they went out of the back straight, as soon as they hit the circle, she was more or less on their heels, looking for galloping room, and in that position until they turned for home. When the leader got off the fence, there was a stack of room, and she got inside the stablemate. It's Girl, ridden by Father Schofield, and you could see very clearly it only had to get a run before the turn to win the race, which it did, and it won very well. And it's not a real good pointer for form in this race because the horse that did lead, having his first start, Hoodoo Guru, it held on to second position, beaten 2 1/4, and Florabella, who sat back in the field, it got into third hole, beaten 2.5 lengths. The favourite, it was in between runners turning for home, got a bit buffeted here and there, but wouldn't have won even if it would have found the bunny. And it's going now for no, it's not going for a spell. They're going to try stepping it up in distance and looking for a roomier track. Just looking at it through the glass, walking around the enclosure, she didn't look real big, and but I think she's better than, or she could be better than her performance today. And that's about all I'd say there. It gets better. The next race, the good old Flux Screen. Gee whiz, you'd be in trouble if you're letting them on here. Best Fluck every runner. You'll be in a bit of trouble. 96.8, but you'd be in a lot more trouble if you're in the ring dealing with the pros. 89% given here. Now, I had a bad result on this race. Nash went straight to the lead. Geez, he's all right in the lead, Nash, isn't he? Straight to the lead, Nash, on the winner, Umatane. Started favourite, $2.70, hard to get. Went up about that price, $2.70, $2.80. It got to $3.50, I saw. Plenty of $3.40. The pros stepped into it. I averaged it about $2.90, and we'll call it $3. I averaged it $3 and had a bad result on the race. Halfway up the straight, the second horse, Money Never Sleeps, looked like it was just going to run straight up and join the winner and maybe get past, maybe half a length. But as soon as it did loom up, either it stopped, well, it did stop, it just stopped under pressure, and he plugged in the line, and it got beat 3/4 of the length. They got right away from the others. Running third was I Walk the Line, who I thought Schofield should have taken off before he did. If he would have taken off halfway around the circle, as soon as they got out of the back straight, he could have got onto the back of a runner that had already taken off before him, and he found the line all right, but well, maybe it mightn't have won. It might only have a short sprint in it. There are the figures, as I said, were disgraceful. These were the top odds given. My Highlight, nice blower, not My Highlight. They knew it wasn't in the event. wasn't in the event, the betting, went up $4, was $9 at the death, $9 betting, never had a price. I walked the line, gave $11. It was $10 when they jumped. As I said, they gave 350 Yuma train. Miss Shamadal was extremely well backed. I had it right up there with the favourite. It was 13 to 2, $7.50 into 440. Money Never Sleeps was $4.60 out to 650. Surge draw, $11 given in the outside ring. Did only start $9. Aura Noir never had a price, 50s out to 90s, and the bottom one was 25s out to 30s, back into $26. Demarine, 89 given. Should be. There's got to be a trick to. I've got to go back to bookie school. Fair dinkum. Now race 5. This was positive figures, so I don't know what happened here. 109% on the flux screen. Bookies a little bit less in the marketplace, 105%. And the winner was extremely hard to lay. It wouldn't appear on the fluck board, but $4 was given on the fence for a good bit of section. Plenty of 380 and 370, 360. I think 350s might be the best that appeared on the flux screen board. It went up $2.80 Mashkador. It was always going to be up near the lead and got out to, as I say, $4. And the pros stepped into it towards the finish, and it was $3.60 hard to get. The top weight, I'll Be Ready from box 1, went straight to the lead and set a good fast pace early, but then steady down the back straight by the lady rider, Miss El Ray. And brilliant Brendan Abdullah, he came across, as I say, was always going to be near the lead and set out, just let the leader roll along, do its thing. And he was just looking at it, one off the fence all the way, joined it turning for home, always knew he was going to be able to get past it. Sitting behind the leader on the fence, getting a cosy run, was At All Costs, ridden by Nash, and it had every possible chance, and only just plugged to the line. Will finish up running second, getting past I'll Be Ready. But the winner bolted in, winning by Mashkador, winning by 2 3/4 lengths. And then it was to At All Costs, and I'll Be Ready was 3.1 lengths back in third position. They backed a few runners in the race. There was money for I'll Be Ready at one stage at $10. At All Costs, very hard to lay. 9 to 2 to you could get $9.50 when they jumped. Suppose it didn't have a price, so there's one runner not liable. Mashkador, as I say, they took the $4, 380, 370. Are We Acting? They took $14 and $13. Cantonese was liable at $8. Double Halo, well backed, $7 into $7 into $5.50. Double Halo, they took $20. Likewise, $18. Miss Venus. Rebo, it had Reboot, it had a bit of a price at $18. No price for Levitating, 101. And I found it hard to lay it. I never ever wound $8.50 off out of Africa trying to lay it, but they returned at $8. I was $8.50 when they jumped, desperate to lay it and couldn't. By the same token, I dodged the winner. I laid it for something, but it was a flying away for me. Race 6, the Flux Green, 98.3. The Captain Cookies, they gave 92% here. It's funny, isn't it? I think I wrote, when I used to write these reviews, I wrote a few things, and one of the things I said one day was that surprisingly, when there are very bad figures, what it means sometimes is the punters don't know and the bookies don't know, and of course with this filthy fair now half controlling things and making bookies wind things off when they shouldn't and out when it goes in, and the pros, it's their find the way home tool. It's a bludger of a thing, and the 98.3 was on the screen Bookies gave 92%, but the satchel, if you worked on it, you said yes, you can have this and you can have that. You can have $5 Uranian Crown. You can have $4.60. You can have $5.50 Brood Heil. Um, you can have the winner in the outside ring $12. Start at 11 on the fence. Yes, you can have $5 Hell of a Time. They killed you for $3.70 at one stage. Started $4. Yes, you can have $17 Smash Hit and Little Vicky. You can also have $9 Savannah River. Started $5. Hard to get. From they return at 4.80. You can get 5. And She's Ali. Well, it was $26 to 61. 92. But the satchel, it saved them. It saved the captains, and it saved us. It was $7 out to $11. And more or less friendless in the ring, was taken straight to the lead by brilliant Brendan. And there were a couple of poor runs in this race, especially from Urania Crown. But I don't think the horse likes racing in between runners. So when you see it drawn inside, I don't think the horse gives its best. You want to see when it's drawn out wide, it'll give you a better run. It with Drew Barrier. Drew Barrier won, and it was behind the leader all the way in the fence, and went terrible. Pulled up with a bit of a laceration. Brunhild, well, as soon as it's pressured, Brunhild, it gives in. It's going for a spell. It raced like a tired horse, the jockey said. It was trapped 3 wide early, but as soon as the pressure was applied, it dropped straight out, was eased down, beat 11.5 lengths running last. Nickelbird, the winner, led, just kept on plugging away and held off the $17 chance, Little Vicky, who came from last on the fence, railing up, getting around some heels and failing to get there by 0.2 of a length. Hell of a Time, well, its chances were ruined as it drew out wide. I joined in it. Never gave the $5, never gave 4.80, 4.60, 4.40. I joined into the 4.20 for a good bit of section, and then at $4, and then 3.80 for something. I was $4 when they jumped, and I kept on scratching my head saying, well, I don't think it's going to be able to clear these and find the fence. Even if it sits outside the lead, it's going to be a hard press winning. It was my Blanc worst way. Fortunately for me, got trapped 3 wide all the way. That was the end of it. But it did finish, a funny thing, in front of Uranian Crown, so that'll tell you how bad Uranian Crown went. And of course, Savannah River, it sat back in second last position, 1 off the fence, was eased out wide, turning for home, and just plugged down the outside. And She's Ali, well, there you go. She's Ali, who was on the back of the 60 to 6. She's Ali was 60 to 1. Got on the back of Hell of a Time down the back, and it was wide, turning for home, and it finished off as a race all right. Finished better than Savannah River did, running third, beaten 1.5 lengths. Gee whiz, it's a terrible form race. That don't take too much out of that race, whatever you do. And then we came to the last, and I got this race right. 103.5 given in on the screen, was on the screen at Top Fluck. Bookies gave a lot less than that, 97. And the Flucks were, very quickly, Kimberly Kidd, $7 out to $9, back into, it started $8, 7 to 1. Monty's Double, well, I laid it for something, but if it would have won, I wouldn't have minded. Monty's Double went up $2. Went up $2.20. Got $2.80 given in the outside ring. $2.70 on the fence. Did start $2.60. Was back and forth. The pros killed you for $2.70 at one stage. It's a bit of unless it finds the bunny, and I mean find the bunny, it is a bit of a rabbit. It had a problem, scratch last week from Gosford. Had some sort of problem, but trainer said the horse hadn't missed any work. But the jockey said today, Jay Ford, had never ever travelled at any stage. Wanted to hang on him, and it pulled up with a bit of a recovery rate after the vet had run his hand over it. But I'm Ready, well, But I'm Ready is But I'm Ready. It's maybe it should have won a couple more races, even in the city, than its record shows. But it was nice and fit, But I'm Ready. And blowing my trumpet, I only marked it 5-2, and I could have had a short. I was really keen on it. Would have been something beat, giving him a treble, Brendan Abdullah, the brilliant Brendan Abdullah. He sat back in second last position in the field of 6, got a bit of a squeeze up at the start, and turning for home, he'd got inside Kimberley Kidd, who had barrier 1 and eased off the fence, and he went to look for a run in between it and Blakey Boy, and he was stopped in his tracks, not badly, but lost a bit of momentum, and then switched back to the inside where I thought he should have gone in the first place. It's all right watching him from the stand, riders in the stand, but he went back into that position, and it showed a bit of a turn of foot to only run down the leader, which was the rank outsider in the field, Crackerjack Fortune, who is a dead set whippet. It was $26 out to $31, back into 20. I laid some good bets against it, to only beat it by 0.2 of a length on the line. So that'll tell you how poor the favourite went. And also Blakey Boy. Blakey Boy is going. Blakey Boy is Blakey Boy. It's not a very good gallop of Blakey Boy. Everything's got to go right for it. And it sat in 4th position, and halfway around the circle was under pressure. And if you were on it, you threw your ticket out of the way. I made it my blanc worst, and as I said, I'm blow your trumpet when you're right. And the other runner in the race, Cheerful Dane, started $12 on my board. I laid it constantly through the betting at $11 and $10. It was up there with the other pair, and it sat back in last position, and he plugged down the outside. So that was about it. As I say, you'd like to be a fly on the wall in the tab offices. They must giggle to themselves, saying, "Look at these mug bookies out here at the races. We're sitting in here, and now that we're betting these fixed odds, and they've got all the punters. They've got all the punters. There's plenty of them out there apparently, and they've got them all punting with them and investing a lot of money." Good evening, everybody.